I'd like you to start seated. Erin, you can turn your camera off unless you want me to be watching you watch me. Okay? Thank you. Okay, good. Okay, so starting sitting well. So stacking, letting the spine be nice and tall, the pelvis be heavy. Feel the sit bones connecting to the floor. So if you need to move some flesh to let that happen, go ahead. Inhale, lift the shoulders up and down and back. Top of the head lifts even more. And then the ears draw back over the shoulders and the chin slightly tucks. Let the eyes close. And begin to turn all of your attention, all of your focus towards your breath. Doing this in one of several ways, either just listening to it, perhaps giving some imagery there, imagining the breath rolling in and out like ocean waves, seeing the ocean, the beach in your mind. Or perhaps your attention is to noticing how long each inhale and each exhale is. You can count this or just feel it. Another way to notice the breath, to really drop into the breath and the practice here, is to feel where there's movement as you breathe. So where is there a lift? Where do things get wider? Where do things get deeper? There's this amazing dimension of movement as we go all the way in with our breath. We get wider, we get taller. And then we contract and we begin to exhale and everything softens. Everything comes back down towards our center. So you can appreciate the movement, the sound, or the duration here. Either way, all of it really coming into the practice. You might even need to listen a little closer if it's harder to hear me today. Let that be okay. Again, it's part of the practice. If we waited for the perfect scenario, the perfect situation to find our practice, it might never happen. So sometimes accepting what is okay. This actually works really well with our theme that we've been doing all week so far with me, which is our Ishvara Pranidhana, that acceptance, that belief, that surrender to a higher power, to the divine. Can also look like letting go, giving up control, realizing that sometimes things just happen that we can't control. And then we can feel really empowered in the moment when we say, okay, this is what it is, let's work with it. That was one of my struggles today, as I had some sound issues. So maybe noticing a time, a recent event in your life where you had something similar happen. And then letting yourself see the value in that. Letting it be a great teacher to you. Begin to take deeper, longer, steadier breaths. Letting the breath be smooth as it comes in and out. You can imagine having two bowls and one is full of oil, and you slowly begin to pour one bowl of oil towards the other, and then just begin to pour the second bowl then into the first. So there's a steady stream of oil being poured back and forth. There's no break, there's no stop. Let that be your breath. No pause at the top or the bottom. Although if you feel led to have a pause happen, either the top or the bottom, listen to that. Is your body asking for something? And notice if you came to your practice with some sort of intention in mind. some way that you'd like to feel during or as a result of your practice. It can be a mood. Perhaps you want to feel more energized, stronger, maybe entertained, whatever it is. Just breathing in and really letting that intention soak into the heart space. And then in this moment, can you speak that intention to yourself as if it's already true? It's an accomplished fact. You came to your mat today, wherever that mat is laid out, to have something happen. And now it's already happening. Another breath in. And let it go, appreciating that we're still breathing together. Blink the eyes open, begin to roll through the wrists. You can even interlace all the fingers and roll the wrists together. We're just going to do a few wrist stretches because we are going to be on the hands just a little bit. We're going to do a ladder flow, you guys. So get ready for that. And the great thing about ladder flows is eventually you guys are pretty much going to know what's coming. So the sound issue that we're having may not be so much of a problem. Upside. So come on to hands and knees. Find your table. And you can start traditionally with the fingers forward. And we're stacking again, as always, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. And you can begin rocking forward and back and side to side. If you want to move through some cat-cows and get some extension and flexion of the spine as well, you certainly can. But right now, I'm really trying to focus on the wrists. And then turn the fingertips back towards the knees. Let the palms be up. And rock forward and back and side to side. And now keeping the palms up, turn the fingertips towards each other. Side to side. Maybe circles this time. Really feel this out yourself, okay? And then fingertips out towards the edges of the mat, palms down, same thing. And tuck the toes. Push the hips back. Let's stretch the bottoms of the feet. Now, actually just close the fingers. We're not going to interlace quite yet. Close the fingers, press the knuckles together, and then let the tops of the hands come down to the floor. And begin to bend through the elbows, keeping the knuckles pressing in towards each other. And try and push the floor away, cat back here. And lower. Again, push, cat back, and soften the hands. Good. Tuck the toes if you untuck them. Again, you're going to push the hips back. This time, push into the hands and lift the knees. Stretching the Achilles. From here, kneeling if it works for your body. If you need to sit on the block or sit some other way, you certainly can. I'm going to stay, I want you guys to stay facing the top of your mat. I'm going to turn so that you can hear me just a little bit better. And we're going to do just the 6 movements of the spine, and then we're going to get going. Okay, so inhale, reach up. Exhale, side body stretch. And you might feel like you need to move through that shoulder, that arm a bit. Go ahead. You can even turn the chest down towards the floor and then lift it up towards the sky. No right, no wrong, but we really want to open the side of the body. When you're ready, come all the way up and then all the way down the other side. Same movements, maybe different ones on this side. Noticing if you've taken a few classes this week, what feels tired or sore or well used, then just appreciating those areas. Inhale, back up through center. We're going to twist towards the first side. And you can turn your head over that back shoulder. Again, I'm just facing you for sound. Back up through center, breathing, grow tall. Twisting towards the second side now. Now we're going to just turn towards the front of the mat again. Do some seated cat-cow. So inhale, lift the heart, pull the shoulder blades together and down the spine. You can cactus the arms. You can interlace the fingers behind the back, as long as you're really lifting through the chest. And now to find that cat pose, you can round and let the elbows come together. You can interlace the fingers in front of you and pull the belly button towards the front of the spine. You can continue this on your own. If you want the movements to get bigger, you can even come up onto kneeling, onto knees. Do it this way, perhaps using the quads as you sink the hips towards the heels. Reach forward around the spine. Come up, maybe find Ustrasana, reaching back, pushing the abdominal wall forward. Initiating some muscular effort here. Or find whatever version of these spinal flexion and extensions work for you. Just a couple more breaths here. Then we're going to go through some vinyasa options. That way, as we go between our ladder flow, you can choose which one is more suitable for your body today. Might be different than the options you took yesterday. That's okay. Know that you can skip any vinyasa at any time, not just online because I can't see you, but also during any class you ever take. Okay, they're always optional. So we are facing the top of the mat. I'd like you to come to plank pose. If that's a modified plank for you, go ahead and modify, dropping the knees down. Either way, no matter what plank you're doing, spread the fingers as wide as you can. Feel some heat. Push the floor away without rounding the upper back. Pull the shoulder blades together and down the spine. The collarbones are wide. Pull the belly away from the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Pull the hands and feet towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, bend the knees, push the sit bones all the way up and back. And then perhaps you begin to straighten through the legs or press down through the heels. But be okay with the bend in the knees staying there and the heels staying lifted. Just maintain that lift and lengthening of the spine. Pushing the top of the mat away from you. And here you can pedal out, bending one knee then the other, perhaps dropping a hip. You can cross one foot behind the other and then push through that hip bone. Let this time just be kind of warming up, pedaling out. Now, we're going to shift forward, plank pose. If you're modifying, come down to knees. In fact, let's all come down to knees together, and we'll start with this modified version. So knees are down. We're going to slowly lower down all the way to the belly, but I want you to keep your collarbones pulling apart so the shoulder heads never come down to the floor. So inhale, exhale, lower down, hug the elbows in, belly touches. Good, so now we're low. You can stay here and lift the hands, or you can reach them back. You can even lift the feet and find your locus. Plant the hands, press up through that modified plank, toes are tucked, downward facing dog. That's Vinyasa option 1. Vinyasa option 2, come forward. Option to keep the knees up or down. Shift forward, lower all the way down to the belly. Again, shoulders stay lifted. This time we're going to press into the hands. Just noticing where you feel good sensation in the low back. Lifting up through the heart, pulling the shoulders apart in front of you, shoulder blades together behind you, heart forward. Now, can you really hug the spine with your shoulder blades? Squeeze the glutes, tuck the toes, pull the belly in to help lift the hips up. Downward facing dog. Third option, This is more of a Surya Namaskar A option vinyasa. Shift forward, plank pose. We're going to lower down halfway to chaturanga. So rock forward, tippy toes. I don't have much space here, so let me scoot back. Shift forward, lower down halfway. You can hold it as long as you want, make it a challenge. Then you're going to press into the hands, lift the heart forward and up. Again, pulling down through the shoulder blades. Proud chest. And then you're going to push into the hands. You're going to pull up through the hips. Low belly works. Down dog. Good. Take 5 breaths in your downward facing dog. You can be still or you can move a bit. Whatever you're doing, being all there. Reconnecting to the breath if you've lost that connection. Maybe contemplating which one of these variations you're going to do. Maybe you want to do all of them, kind of mix it up depending on your energy level in between our ladder steps. That's okay. If you're in your pajamas, maybe doing the one that works best for your fit of pajama pants. That's okay too. Okay, guys. Let's get the step in. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Option to bend the knee and open the hip to start, or just maintain the reach. Either way, working through that cross connection of the left hand through the right foot, really reaching. There, can you see me? There we go. Really reaching, reaching, reaching. And then we're going to step that foot all the way forward, keeping flat hands. If you need to help it by using a hand, use a hand. Drop the left knee, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Just pausing here, noticing if you have any soreness hanging on from other classes that you've taken maybe. Maybe your hip flexors need a little extra love. Maybe you need a little extra support. You can push into the front foot, bring the hips back a bit. And then moving through some motility, just twisting towards the right. Hands pressing in towards each other. Back to center. Towards the right. Back to center. One more time towards the right. And back to center. Plant the hands. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee. Step the right foot back. Option to take a vinyasa here, or go straight to down dog. We're going to do the left side this time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn. You guys stay exactly how you are. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step it forward. Well, let's give a little more time. Option to open the hip if you'd like, or to just reach, reach, reach. Eventually, step it forward. Right knee comes down. You can bring hands to block as long as you're framing that front foot. You can come up to the thigh. You can reach long, really stretching through the right psoas here. But as you feel ready, settle in. Notice where you need to be in space. Bring hands to heart center. Tap into the breath. Begin to twist towards the left. Hands pressing in and back to center. To the left. To center. To the left. Pausing here, give an extra squeeze like you're wringing out that towel. Back to center. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, left foot back, vinyasa option, or straight to down dog. Continuing to build. It's going to require less cueing from me each time, and we're going to move through each previous pose a little quicker. Okay? You guys have done my ladders before, most of you, so the format should be pretty familiar. We're in our down dog. Inhale, reach the right foot up, step it forward, low crescent lunge. From here, straighten through the right leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. Blocks can be helpful to make the arms longer. Like so. Bring blocks under shoulders instead of framing the foot. That way we can keep a nice straight spine. Push down through the right heel and then pull it back isometrically, firming the belly, guiding the heart forward. If from here you'd like to bow, keep a nice straight spine, go ahead and bow. The left hip point coming forward as you bow. Good. Right knee over right ankle, you guys. Lots of vinyasa options, I warned you. Take it or leave it, but vinyasa option here. Good. When you are ready, inhale, left leg lifts. Step it forward. Right knee down. Straighten the left leg. Same thing here, that nice flat back, lifted heart, active leg. Firm belly. Perhaps you lower the heart towards the shin. Shoulder blades coming together behind you, pinching a grape. Bend into the left knee, plant the hands to frame the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, vinyasa option. Continuing to build. If you guys notice my panting, then that's really impressive for my lung capacity because I am pretty far away from you. So please feel free to applaud me after class for my lungs. Now, right leg lifts, step it forward. Knee down, right leg straight. Left hand under the left shoulder, right arm lifts, shoulders stack. Breathe in the shape. If you need a block under the hand, you can block under the hand or you can tent the fingers. Pull the belly in, pull the right shoulder back. Not just making a shape with the body, but can you be held by the shape? And hand comes down, knee rocks forward. You got it, vinyasa option. I'm going to suggest you maybe skip this one. It's up to you. Depends on your energy level. Taking a brief pause here. Inhaling the left leg up. Stepping it all the way forward. Right knee down, left knee straightens. Block under the right shoulder for the right hand if you need it. Peel the chest open, left arm up. Opening through the chest. Pulling in through the belly. Pushing down and pulling back through the left heel still. We're very engaged. Gaze can be up, but that is a troubling position for the neck in many people. So maybe look down at the front heel. Connect to the breath. You can imagine that you're just looking at yourself in the shape as if you're in the room with yourself, just watching, noticing the angles, appreciating all of it. Begin to bend through the knee, plant the hands to frame the foot, take the vinyasa option, or meet me in downward facing dog. And take 3 breaths, whatever you choose at the end. You could take a child's pose for a couple breaths. You can stay in down dog for a couple breaths. You can kneel, roll through the wrists. We're going to begin to rise up away from the floor a bit, but the first couple steps are always going to happen. We're always going to have some weight on the wrist, so take care of yourself. Okay, it's time to move on, guys. Right leg lifts. Step it forward. Left knee down. Right leg straightens. Right arm lifts. Now we're going to push down into the front heel. We're going to push down into the knee, and we're going to try and come up. This is balancing. And maybe you can let the right hand come towards the back of the thigh. Reach the left arm up and over. Pull the belly in. Really reach, feel space in the shoulder girdle in the left side. Maybe stretch the left side of the body. I'm shaking a bit. Ooh, balance is hard. Push into the front heel. It helps for traction. Left hand down. Right hand down. Tuck the back toe, lift the knee. Right foot back. Option to take a vinyasa. Any style that works for you. Down dog. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg. Step it forward. Right knee down, left leg straightens. Left hand lifts. Push down into the left heel, down into the right knee. Coming up. Finding that revolving, that reversing. It's a little bit different on our knees, isn't it? Ooh, let yourself smile if you're wiggly, wobbly. Find comfort that no one's watching you. A couple more breaths. You can do it. And the right hand comes down. The left knee bends. The left hand comes down. And we together move through whichever vinyasa works for us. Down dog. Okay, things are going to change just a little bit now. Inhale, right leg lifts. If you need to, go ahead and bend the knee and open the hip. Take a little bit of variation here. If you need to cross it under, whatever you're needing, okay? But we are going to find that three-leg dog, and we are going to step it all the way forward. This time, we're going to keep that left knee lifted, and we're going to reach up. And we're going to straighten through the leg, and we're going to fold forward. And then we're going to lift the right hand up. We're going to bend through the right knee, and we're going to come up to that Saturn's twist. Reverse revolve. Doing the same thing we just did, but now we're standing. Can you sink into the bend of the front knee just a little more? Looking down at the back heel or up at the hand. Up at the hand is a little more challenging for the balance. So if you want more challenge, go ahead and do it. Good. From here, this is where the real change starts to happen because we're going to start moving in different directions. Bring the hands all the way down. We're still in that twist. Let it feel good. We're going to press into the left hand, rock onto the side of the left foot, and we're going to bring this right leg up. So you can find your side plank like this. If you need to modify, step the foot in front, push down through the right foot and lift the hips. Okay, this is our modified side plank for today. You can also find your tree version, finding counter pressure from leg to foot, foot to leg, opening through the chest. And then we're going to take our vinyasa. If you did that tree version, maybe you want to try a tree vinyasa. It's something. Good. Again, down dog or child's pose, just a couple breaths. Appreciating that increase in effort. Noticing what it's doing for our mood, our energy levels. And then when we're ready, how about when I'm ready? Inhale, down dog, reach the leg. If you need to open the hip, go ahead. You can twist, you can bend, you can do whatever weird stuff you want. Reach through the left leg, step it forward. Remember, this time we stay high, coming up. High crescent lunge. Straighten through the front leg. Begin to hinge forward. Hands find blocks or the floor. Good. Now, bend through the knee. Straighten through the knee. Just notice how you feel. You're going to bring the right hand under the right shoulder. You're going to lift the left hand up. Bend through the front knee. Push down through the foot. the left foot, the entire foot, and then push down through the ball of the back foot. Coming up, finding that twist. And then revolve, reverse. Deepening the bend in the front knee. Letting it feel good. Challenging. Perhaps you feel a little bit of surrender here. Poses can be hard. Shapes can be hard. Even for the people that practice every day, there's challenge. That's that Ishvara Pranidhana in action. Okay, left hand down. Sorry, right hand down. Left hand lifts. Make sure I'm in camera here. Okay, we're going to roll onto the side edge of the right foot. You can begin to slide that left foot back if you need the modified version. Or keep pushing into the right hand and find whatever version you'd like to find. Side plank. Holding the shape. Breathing. Left hand down. Take your vinyasa. Good. Knees down to the floor. Take a child's pose. Roll out the wrists. What kind of an affirmation could be helpful for you in this moment? How about we are all connected. We're all in this together. Part of something greater. Okay, we ready? I think so. Go ahead and we're going to slowly make our way back to down dog. So if you need to move to table first, sway through the hips, maybe draw big circles, do some more wrist therapy, some more wrist love, letting the palms come up, rock side to side. You can certainly do that. I know it's been a lot on the hands. But we got to keep going, guys. Ladder flow. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Step it forward. Rise up. High crescent lunge. Straighten through the front leg. Bow down. Hands can come down. This time we're just going to reach the right arm up. Bend through the knee. Reverse revolve. Left hand down, side plank, whatever that means for you. Except I'm gonna say we're gonna go to our Navasana from here. So begin to lower the hips towards the floor, rotate so you are sitting, lift the feet, lift the chest. If your Navasana needs to look like toes down, chest lifted, maybe hands either behind the thighs or behind the hips, as long as the belly feels engaged, the low belly's pulling in and working, that's all great. Or as my man Snoop Dogg would say, it's all gravy, baby. Keep reaching, maybe extend the legs. Cross at the ankles. Pull the heels towards the glutes. Reach through the knees. Pull the heels closer. Pull the knees up on the arms. Reach. And now we're going to tip. Hands plant. We're going to try and get over our feet, and you can either step or hop the feet back into your vinyasa. Down dog towards the back of your mat. Lift the right leg up. Step it all the way forward. This time we're going to walk to the center of the mat, and we're going to take a wide leg fold. Just allow the fold to happen. If your head comes down to the floor, it can come down to the floor. You can bend through one knee, then the other. If you want to keep the chest lifted and go through these skandhasanas, you certainly can. Maybe even opening up. Your practice. And remember, we're going to have a whole other side to do this on, so don't worry. Good. Walk the hands to the front of the mat. Left foot back, vinyasa option, or straight to down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Step it forward. Press down through the feet to lift up through the torso. Straighten through the front leg. Bow the heart down, hands can come down. Left hand lifts up, take the twist. Bend the front knee, press down through the feet. Lift up. Flip the hands, revolve reverse. Right hand down. Roll to the side edge of the right foot. You can stay pressing into the left foot here, or you can find that side plank. Not here for long. Lower down, bend the knees, rotate. Navasana. Ha-ha. Again, finding whichever Navasana is for you today. We're going to hold it for 3 more breaths. So be your own breath counter. No cheating, no panting. Breathe slow. Feel the work. Cross the ankles. Pull them in. Arms between the knees. Find some counter pressure like a thigh master. So you're pulling the knees up on the arms, and then you're squeezing them into the triceps. Kind of like we're doing crow pose. 3 breaths here. But maintain, like let each breath bring you a little deeper into it. So you can keep adjusting, keep squeezing, pulling the heels towards the tailbone. Just doing a sitting crow, it's real. Then when you're ready, really pull the heels in, rock forward, plant the hands. You might need a little extra oomph. Come forward, send the feet back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out. This time the left leg lifts. Step it all the way forward. Walk the hands to center. We're back in that wide leg fold. Perhaps more skandhasanas. Now, if inverting is safely within your practice, you are absolutely welcome to invert here. Okay, if it's not something you can do completely safely, you're seasoned at it, I would prefer you either stay in your fold, work through some skandhasanas, or find malasana here. We're going to have about 2 minutes here. So however you'd like to spend your time, even if that's just sitting down, maybe recentering, finding some space between the breath, space between the thoughts, that conscious state where we can just notice everything happening within the body and within the mind. That can happen too. That's what I am choosing. I'm just going to sit here and appreciate the practice. If you're upside down, remember to stay engaged, to stay fully present in the center line of your body. Remembering the bandhas, those locks. Recognizing that when we pull everything towards our center line is able to lengthen. Can you grow taller even though you're upside down? Can you push down into the floor to lift up through the feet? I bet you can. Good. 30 more seconds. So that means if you're upside down, begin to land. Come back to the space station. feet down. Maybe move the hips side to side. Real supported Skandasana, let there be weight in the hands, but you can make fists if the wrists are sensitive. And then you're going to walk the hands to the top of the mat. Take a vinyasa option if you like. And then just breathe in your downward facing dog. Pulling the belly in, lifting the sit bones high. Feeling the upper back be nice and broad. Good. Now, look forward. You can tiptoe, or you can step or hop, however you want to get to the top of the mat. If you're going to tiptoe, push all your weight with all your might into your hands. Let the hips come high. You can bend the knees. Try to get the hips over the shoulders. Just imagine you're doing that so the feet get so light. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Lengthen the heart forward away from the legs, and then fold. Press down through the feet, bend through the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. You guys finished the ladder, good job. Push down through the feet, rise all the way up. Little back bend or chest opener here. Let it feel good. You can even bring the hands to the backs of the thighs or the sacrum. Let there be a nice extension. Breathe where you are. Roll the spine up. Notice what you need. Neutralize, maybe round forward. Dropping the crown of the head. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, sink the hips, Utkatasana. Urdhva Hastasana. Stand all the way up. Good, now you stay where you are. I'm going to turn towards you. Tadasana, ta-da! Okay, let's find some balance. We did some balance work in that ladder pose, or ladder sequence, but not in a singular 1-foot pose. So let's go ahead and do that. Our feet may be tired, so it might be harder to find our tree today, but we're going to do it. Root down through the left foot. Find a weightlessness, a buoyancy in the left leg. You can find a kickstand, foot to calf, foot to thigh, or even your half lotus. If you have any knee problems, if you've had any sort of tears in the knee or you feel discomfort on the inner or the outer knee when you begin to do this, please stop. Go back to inner foot towards the thigh, which is actually what I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. And whether you are foot to calf or foot to thigh, avoid the knee but find counter pressure. So you're squeezing through the glute, you're pushing thigh to foot, foot to thigh. Lifting up, lengthening. Softening the face, softening the shoulders, feeling the little muscles of the feet work. They're both working, both pushing. Maybe you're gripping with your right toes into the flesh of the left thigh. If you'd like to take a bit of a back bend here, you can. If you'd like to extend, find expression through the upper body, the arms, spirit fingers, go ahead. Maybe some side bends, noticing which way feels more challenging. Okay, knee to chest, hug the knee in. Notice if when you do this you begin to round, pull the shoulder blades down, lift through the chest. Push down through the left foot. Now keep it lifted without the hands. Open through the hip, close through the hip. Open, close. Left knee, or left hand to the right knee, and begin to twist towards your right. I think you guys know where we're eventually going to go with this, right? Okay, step the right foot down, shake it out, whatever you got to do. And then when you're ready, right foot. Kickstand, whatever you got to do for your tree pose to start out feeling really good, okay? Maybe you can begin to work your way up in difficulty for balance, for strength, but find a place where you can feel that edge of surrender where it might be too hard today. And if so, bring it back down, humble yourself, okay? Ishvara Pranidhana is all about humbling. I hope that so far in this class you felt a little humbled. I know I sure have. That is the intention that I set for not only myself, but all of the students today. To welcome humbling, nudging. Feeling that press towards each other, pulling the belly in, lifting the heart up, expression through the arms. How do you feel? Do you feel open and spacious? Do you feel strong? If you're feeling angry, no hand gestures at me, please. Hug the knee towards center. Lift the chest up, push down through the foot, stay active. Feel the leg muscles, the quad work, even the glutes. Squeeze your butt. Now, you're going to feel your hip flexors and the low belly work to keep the knee just as high without the hands assisting. Open, close. Whoop. Notice if the balance begins to get a little crazy. It might. 2 more times. Come back to center. Right hand to left knee. Take the twist. Keep the knee lifted. Back to center. Let it go. Release. Now you can do the exact same thing we just did, or you can find full Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana with me. Fancy Sanskrit way, peace fingers to big toe hold. Okay, going through all A, B, and C variations. So we're going to skip the tree unless you don't want any of that business and you just want the tree pose. Take your tree, stay there as long as you can, maybe longer than you want to. That's where we find our edge. That's where we find humility, is by holding a shape, letting it begin when we want to leave it. So that being said, left foot roots down, left or right knee lifts up. Right peace fingers, right big toe. Lift the heart. You can do left hand to hip if it helps. Extend the heel forward. Notice if you're letting a hip dip. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. That made me unstable. Okay? And then begin to open up. We're rotating the inside of the right thigh up towards the sky here. Okay, back to center. Oop, I'm a little wobbly, you guys. I think it's because I'm looking at myself. Switch grip, and we're going to find our twist. Whew. If you come out of it like I do, again, that's just that humility. Get right back into it. Okay, let yourself accomplish the pose. There we go. Humility is good, but so is finding just a little bit of happiness and satisfaction. Back to center, release. Shake it out, move if you need to. Roll through the toes. We're going to do the other side. Right foot lifts, or right foot lands, left knee lifts. There we go. Peace fingers, big toe, hand, hip, extend. Open as you rotate the inside of the left thigh up towards the sky, lifting the heart. Back towards center. Switching hands. You can also do this with the knees bent like we did before. Reach the hand back. Rotate through the gaze. Back to center. Come out of it. You did it. Good. Take a fold if you need to. Let the feet come a little wide, heels in, toes out. Sink the hips down. Malasana pose. Knees to elbows, elbows to knees. Lift through the crown. Pausing here, or if you're just feeling wild and you really want to arm balance, go ahead and take your crow pose. If Erin made it out of bed, maybe her crane pose, because that's what she prefers. Just breathe, let the breath slow down. Sometimes As the body moves faster and the heart rate increases, the thoughts actually slow down. They prioritize. So notice maybe the mind feels very calm right now. How cool is that? Let the hands come down towards the earth. The hips lift up towards the sky. And then whichever way you'd like to, just find a seat. Swing the legs around in front of you. Shake them out. And we're going to take just a seated fold here. So lengthen up through the heart. You can find Dandasana first if you'd like. Collarbones wide, heart lifted. Then begin to tip the chest forward, finding your fold, losing attachment to wherever you can reach, however far you can lower, and just feel full sensation from back all the way glutes through hamstrings, all the way down to the heels. Looking for that posterior chain to just kind of open up for us. And breathe into the back of your body. As you inhale, feel the back expand and lift away from the thighs. And as you exhale, it softly lowers back down. Imagine that there's a wall behind you and you're going to start to roll up one bit at a time until you're fully stacked again. Keep the left leg long, bend the right knee, Janu Shirshasana. So the inside of the right foot is to the inside of the left leg. I'm going to do the side bend option. You are more than welcome to fold straight over that left leg if you'd like, but I'm going to cue through letting the left forearm come inside of the left leg. If you need to prop yourself up, find some support here for that, go ahead. We're looking to open up through the right side of the body without kinking or completely closing the left side. So rotate the chest so the shoulders can stack. Okay, feel that work there. And then maybe you can extend the arm. If you can complete the bend and reach towards the toes, go ahead, but really focus on pulling the right shoulder back and then finding space in the shoulder girdle as you actively reach. Pull the belly in. Hopefully you feel some sensation all along the right side of your body. Gaze can be down, forward, possibly up towards the fingers if it's not too strenuous on the neck. Coming back up. Plant the right hand behind the right glute. Left arm is going to lift up. Modified wild thing. And lower down. Other side. Right leg long. Sole of the left foot in towards the inside of the right leg. Make sure you can see me. There we go. Again, you're going to rotate the chest just towards the center. So the right forearm can come inside the right leg. Again, option to modify here by finding some elevation. You can even keep the right hand down, but we're still pulling the left shoulder back. Imagine that we're trying to pull it behind the right shoulder even, and then extending, pulling the belly in, pushing the left sit bone down. Coming back up, left hand planting behind the left glute, reaching the right arm up, lifting the pelvis. Modified wild thing, and down. Good, we'll do one more, just hip opening pose, soles of the feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. Heels as close to the pelvis as you'd like. You can make more of a diamond shape if you'd like to get into your Karmasana. Another option if you'd like to begin working towards Karmasana is to grab a block and then put your feet on the block. So soles of the feet together, diamond shape of the legs, and then you can hold onto the block or the ankles as you lengthen the spine, pull the chest forward towards the block and begin to tuck the chin and let the forehead come towards the heels. If from here you can begin to wiggle the arms under the space of the legs and kind of get your upper thighs towards the shoulders, you'll find yourself in that Karmasana shape. If you'd rather take more of the butterfly approach, forget that and just fold into it. Okay, come back up, close the knees. Begin to find yourself laying down. Now you can either roll down, you can move through boat pose, as long as you safely land on your back. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. Stir the knees around. If you'd like to find happy baby, you can find happy baby. If there's any other closing poses that you'd like to find that would really end your practice feeling balanced and whole, humble and satisfying, go ahead and do those. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. Instead of guiding you through Shavasana and then waking you back up, I'm going to just let you be. I'm going to let you rest on your mat, and I'm going to end the meeting. And just know that I am so grateful that you tuned in and took class with me. It was challenging for me. That could mean that I am just tired today, or maybe it was also challenging for you, but either way, we did it together. And even with this social distancing stuff, we still got to be community, and I am so grateful for that. So go ahead and get comfortable. Support yourself using props. You can lay on the belly, the side, the back. And don't be afraid to take up space. Let the back side of the body, if that's what's touching the floor, whatever plane of the body is connected to props or the floor, let that side of the body become very soft, very heavy. Can you imagine that you're in a hammock of support, being cradled? You're safe, you're comfortable, and the breath is flowing easy. It's smooth. No effort from you to breathe.